Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a Monday, I agree, but we do have reason for celebration. There is a new game out, I'm sure as you can see, Total Tank Simulator. And even just looking at the backplay, you can probably see some similarities with some games that have come out recently. That is because this has been made on the Unity engine, as many other games that are coming out are also being made on. But this is a game from Noobz from Poland. It is in its pre-alpha release stage. I will provide a link in the description to where you can request a code to get this pre-alpha. Let them know if you are a YouTuber or you plan on sharing this with anybody, making a video about it, spreading the word about this, because they do tend to get the game to you a little bit quicker. It took about a day for me. I was very happy with the response. The people there were super nice. So we have three options right now: campaign, sandbox, and quit. So we're going to ignore the last one and we're just going to go right into the first one. The first one is German campaign, which it looks like we'll be playing the Germans. I tried to do a video earlier. My computer wasn't having it, so I shut it down, restarted her. We're going to restart back with level 1. German campaign, level 1. We have 6 units, a couple of panzers, a tiger, some artillery, and a landmine. I don't know exactly the difference between these two yet. I haven't figured them out. I haven't used them yet. But I do kind of remember the first mission, which I should remember it a lot more than I do because I just played it today. So we're just going to give it a hogwash of units. I remember the reason I found out about this game is I was watching somebody on YouTube play it, and I remember thinking, man, I could do so much better than that, or why is he playing like this? Why is he putting his units like this? Because to me, if I'm playing the Germans, we need to execute a blitzkrieg. We need to push hard and fast. We need to get our heavy units in the front and punch a hole through their defense and then wrap around them and cut them off and destroy them. Just what I'm thinking. I'm not Rommel per se. I'm not a great military tactician. But it's what I remember when I think German military offensives. I think of the blitzkrieg. I think of quick, sudden, overwhelming power. However, we are facing the Russians. Our opponent is the Russians. So their numbers and quantity. Maybe the blitzkrieg isn't the best thing. As we saw, we got pretty close to Stalingrad, and then the Red Army kind of said, alright, we've had enough, and enveloped us and destroyed us, and I don't know, it took like, what, 750,000 men prisoner, and who knows how many more killed, not to mention all the equipment, tanks, artillery, munitions, food, supplies, all that stuff was gone, completely enveloped by the Red Army. Alright, well that was an easy level 1. We're going to jump into level 2, which I was pretty hung up on last time. I still haven't beat it yet. I put about 15 attempts into it. We're going to go ahead and just try and sledgehammer our way through with a light force. And let's see how this does. Strong light force. We have about, I don't know, 8 tanks. Okay, this might not work. We have 8 tanks. They have about a half a dozen or a dozen light tanks, half a dozen mediums, and 5 artillery pieces. So I'm not putting a lot of faith in this attack, although we are taking their tanks down at a nice rate, but I don't think it's going to be enough. So if you can see, this game has a good bit of simplistic detail to it. And if that's one thing I've noticed recently, is that games have been going a little bit, not backwards at all, but they definitely have more of a retro feel to them. Graphics are simpler, they're still super nice, but they are simpler and they are refined and beautiful in their elegance. And this is a pre-alpha. I expect the game to be, a little bit more polished, but I'll tell you, if this game came out like it is now with the full version, I wouldn't be unhappy. I would like to see a little bit more environmental detail. As for unit detail, I don't think that this game has too much of an issue right now. So I'm sure that we'll put some bits of polish on the vehicles themselves, but that is one thing I like to see. It's a little bit more of environmental detail, terrain detail, some other stuff going on. So that didn't work. That blitzkrieg did not work. We got smashed. So we're gonna try something else. We're going to eschew, E-S-C-H-E-W, eschew the heavy tanks because it costs a lot of money. We don't have a lot of money, and we're gonna roll with the medium tank, the Panzer III, and we're gonna go to the top of the battlefield because they always aggro left and we always break through the top right. So we're gonna try and take advantage of that, and we are going to try to catch their forces up and then swarm through their line into their back line. And this game is pretty cool. It always has a little quote at the top from a general, Eisenhower. I've seen some Russian generals on there that I can't really pronounce their names. I'm very interested to check out the sandbox mode. I would love to start creating custom battles, and what I can't wait for is to see suggestions people have about their custom battles. So feel free to drop a comment in the comment section. Tell me if you guys want to see anything. Give me a description. You can flesh it out as much as you want. If not, let me take liberties with it and see what I can come up with. At the end of this video, I'll make sure I've used all the units so you guys know exactly what to expect. I'll keep this video not too long. I'll keep it somewhat short so you guys can see. And let's see if I take this mission, which I have 2 mediums and 2 lights. Well, that was a direct hit that just crushed one of my tanks. And we have 2 enemy lights coming up from the rear. And I don't know if this game takes into account rear armor hits. I think it takes into account like tread hits, because I've seen tanks slow down significantly when their tread gets hit and not ever regain full speed. Now, when a tank is smoking like this, that means it's immobilized, and sometimes it just means that its treads can't move, but sometimes it means that its treads and its turret can't move. So you gotta watch out for that. And it tells you here. You know, I had 2 medium tanks. Okay, they could move, they could shoot. I had no immobilized, but I had 5 killed. And this actually just makes me laugh, because it reads, okay, I'm killed, which maybe that's intentional pun, but it makes me laugh. So it looks like we took that mission. Battle summary, tie. So okay. Oh, so when you keep replaying this mission, it gives you stats on. Okay, that's pretty cool. So we're 1-0 on this mission. We're gonna shoot to level 3. Oh, we have 2,000 money. All right, 2,000 means we're gonna get some tiger tanks, and we're gonna put them up here on the top flank, because I want them pushing through and getting to whatever's in the back and wrecking havoc. And behind it, we're gonna put a assault force of medium tanks. Actually, you know what? We're just gonna have our entire force just drag behind that heavy tank, and we're gonna make it look a little bit more official, because that worked really well last time. They all aggroed to that top lead tank. Oh wow. Okay. We messed up bad. They have maybe only half a dozen tracked vehicles, but not only do they have a metric ass ton of mines, they have all sorts. Oh my goodness, they have all sorts of. Well, hello. Oh, that was weird. Can I get back to the game, please? Alright, so there's some bugs to fix. That's okay. Where are we at? There we are. Okay. It looks like they have victory pretty well in hand right now. But they have maybe 12.5 of artillery pieces. And it looks like they have both artillery pieces. Which, we're going to have to figure out which one's which. Huh. Okay, so we lost that one. We got absolutely wrecked. I think what we're going to want, because they have so much artillery, is we're going to want to deploy as close as possible. And we're going to want to deploy on the flanks. Because they have that big ass minefield. And then we're going to throw some lights in there. Just to soak up damage. See what they do. Yeah, this was not what I was expecting. Well, it looks like 3 of their artillery pieces just blew themselves up. So that's good. Let's take a view from the defender's side. Because I have quite a few vehicles on the field right now. That minefield is just hella in the way. See how right now the left flank is curling around the minefield, but our right is allowing itself to get enveloped. I don't necessarily understand that, but we did clean up that left side, and we're coming at them pretty hard. They only have 3 tracked vehicles left and a couple of artillery pieces. However, we are running face first into the minefield for some reason. Which is fine. We can go back and take remedial driving classes later. Except we're not going to win this now because we drove face first into the minefield. Alright. Well, let's see what happens. Maybe they'll drive into the minefield. Can their own mines hurt them? I don't know. Can it? Ooh, sniped. Okay, it looks like one of their tanks is damaged. It can't move. We have 1 tank left. What's gonna save us is if they have a light over here. Okay, so our tank cannot get immobilized. If that happens, it's game over. Okay, it's game over. Let's see. Can you do any spite damage? Nope. Okay, he's dead. That came closer than the last attempt. So let's see if we can't shape this up a little bit. This left flank is going to get demoed, no matter what. So we're going to take tanks away from here. And we're going to spice things up a little bit. Let's see how this left flank fares with just 4, because I know they're just going to push inwards and get enveloped and get destroyed. My hope is that we put enough tanks on the top part of the map, which if they just run into the minefield again, it's going to be annoying. But hopefully there's enough of them up there that they'll still be okay. Well, would you look at that? Unless every single one of my tanks runs into the mines, I should win this. Victory! Alright. Alright. So we're doing alright. We took that. We had 4 tanks remaining operational, 4 immobilized, and we lost 7 of them. Which, you know, we should strive to keep everybody alive, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. Alright, let's go on and take level 4. Level 4, 3,500. 3,500. 3,500 with no unit limit. You know, I'm kind of tempted just to spam. Let's see what happens. We are just going to put as many light tanks that will fit. 70 light tanks. Let's see what happens. I'm interested to see what happens. So we have about 70 light tanks versus 10 lights, 6 mediums, and 6 heavies. Okay, this is the first time we've seen Soviet heavies hit the field. And they are dark and mean. Look how mean those things look. They're gonna rip through our lights. They're gonna have a field day with them. An absolute field day. Let's follow him. See how long he survives. We'll name him Comrade Ivan. And Comrade Ivan is going to have some wonderful target practice today. What? I don't know. Yeah, we look at all of our husks. The husks of burned out German offensive power. They have, of course, taken their right flank, our left. We have taken their right. Let's see if we can take down a heavy. I don't know. There goes, wow, there goes two of them at once. Okay, doubling down. But just look how many shots this one is bouncing. That is crazy. Because these bad boys don't actually have cannons. They have, you know, they don't have like a main battle cannon. They have like a little auto cannon, or I don't know. I almost think like a shoulder-mounted bazooka would do more damage than what they have. But they are circling. They are like wow, I can't think of the word. They are like oh, come on. They're in the African they compete with lions for territory. They don't really compete for territory, but they definitely rub up against the lions when looking for food. They're scavengers. They're like the Australian dingoes. Hyenas. There we go. They're circling like a pack of hyenas, except they're a very depleted pack of hyenas now. Only 3 of them, and there's 2 mediums on the field. There's 1 medium on the field, but it's completely healthy, and there's also 2 lights as well. So I'm not holding out great hope. This medium isn't even damaged yet, and we are not putting effective fire on it. So it's a 1v3 now. I'm gonna go ahead and call this a loss. As the medium moves in for the kill. I wish there was upgrades where you could upgrade like turret stability, turret tracking, some of that stuff. I wouldn't necessarily say like firepower or armor strength or hull strength, which I guess maybe, although you can see on that tank right there, he already had slanted armor, which improves a tank's durability, because when armor is given an angle like that, it actually provides more thickness than if it was just straight up and down. And that was an innovation, I think, made during World War II, maybe during World War I, but I don't think so. Slanted armor, which isn't actually what it's officially called, but that was that revolutionized tank warfare. And nowadays there's counters to it, there's countermeasures to those, and all that good stuff. Most anti-tank weapons, what happens with them is when they hit, they shoot a molten substance, normally copper, through the hull of the tank, and then it explodes into the main cabin. So they're not necessarily firing high explosive shells, but they're killing and disabling the crew pretty effectively with those type of shells. Now to counter that, you know, you have all sorts of things. One of the big things that I think the Americans use is they have the steel grating on their plate, so when the round hits, it hits the steel grating and then fires its payload. But because it's not actually up against the actual hull, it's a couple inches off the hull, it doesn't penetrate and do as much damage. Another thing that we use is explosive armor. When a round hits our explosive armor, it does exactly what it sounds like. It explodes and deflects the round. So this looks like a pretty clear-cut win for us. We swarmed them with bodies and then dropped them with superior firepower. That is clean cut. Julius Caesar would be proud of me. Montgomery would be proud of me. Eisenhower would be proud of me. That was level 4. We are going straight to level 5, and we have 6,000 gold, or 6,000 money, excuse me. So I think you guys know what that means. We're going to do these. No, we're not. We are not going to do the same exact thing. We are going to innovate. Because if you stand still, you're dead. Stagnation equals defeat. There we go. Get a nice little V. And then we're going to have our screening force out in front. Actually, I want those closer. And yeah, let's go ahead and get some artillery. Let's get some anti-tank guns, and then we'll put the artillery in the middle so we know what it looks like. All right, let's see what the enemy has. Okay. 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 So they have a ton of stuff, and we have a ton of stuff. And we're gonna see whose tons of stuff wins better. They do have about 8 or 9 heavy tanks up here, which really worries me. I think I'm gonna need to redeploy my strength towards the top and hit them head on, because we have a lot of money. We can really put some weight up there, and they have a good bit of artillery too. Whoops, sorry guys, just a little sensitive. Looks like they have both. Sorry guys. Looks like they have both types. Let's see how ours is doing. So in the middle was the 3, or was the 150. Okay, that's the one that shoots the giant like lightning bolt thing. And these ones shoot littler lightning bolts. I think this one's the actual anti-tank. So that'd be like an 88 or a 105 mounted weapon. And I think this is it like shoots flak. Oh wow, they got around us hard. Okay, so the actual anti-tank is quite a bit more expensive than the flak, because I think this one's, the flak is way more inaccurate, and it may do less damage. I'm not sure, but is that all we have? Are we otherwise routed? Well, I thought this was going to be a rather clear-cut victory, unless this light runs into these tanks up here. Which, okay, their turrets are traversing. Oh. Did we? Oh, we didn't. So it looks like we're at a stalemate, which is unfortunate. These maps are huge. I wish they were more playing area. Alright, yeah, we're at a stalemate. We're gonna go ahead and restart, because I wonder if these are immobilized. That would be neat if they were allowed to repair themselves after a certain amount of time and become operational again. That would be kind of cool. But a stare down's not gonna win this round. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. And what we are going to do is we are going to load up this side. And I'm going to focus solely on this the top area of combat. So I want to see how we do. So I did put that light tank up there just to draw fire off the bat. And then I'm hoping... Okay, my heavies are going down really quick. But their center's already down. No, it's not. It's just shifted all the way across the freaking battlefield, of course. So our top flank took a beating. We do have 5 heavies left. They have about 5 and just a couple mediums. But I think this top side's ours. It's going to be ours. We need to put a more substantial force, or just redeploy the force in the middle and to the left to just block them from going there, because when they get around us like that, that takes out our artillery, and that long range artillery is what we're gonna need. We would have won the game if we still had that long range artillery. It just would have shot and shot and shot, until it eventually took out their artillery. So the name of the game looks like is going to be what goes on with this artillery. Which these tanks are either immobilized, and those tanks are down. Those enemy tanks, those enemy lights are down. So you'll see this artillery piece start to reposition. And slowly, which our tanks just can't seem to figure out that minefields are bad for him. But it looks like he's going to finish taking out these artillery pieces, which shall result in a victory for us. I think that'll do it. I think that's it. That is it. Congrats, you completed the pre-alpha. Well, that was a ton of fun. I cannot wait to get into the sandbox. Let's take a quick look at it. Okay, so I was correct. The medium tank is the T-34. The heavy tank's the KV-2. And it has an anti-tank, some artillery, a landmine, and light tanks as always. So it looks like these, I don't know, I guess it doesn't matter, which is why they have the question mark next to them. Okay, cool. Panzer II light tank, unit light class, armor 145, fire damage 10. So let's remember 145 and 10 compared to the heavy tank. Oh, 1400 and 135. Wow. So this can one-shot a light tank. Easy. I wonder if, let's see. Armor 1400, fire damage 135. Armor 810, fire damage 450. 10 rounds a minute. 15 rounds a minute. Okay. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. We're gonna, you know what, before we leave, we're going to do a quick 1v1. We're going to do a quick 1v1, and we are going to see who is the better between the two. It looks like the Russian KV-2. Ooh! Wow! Holy smokes. Wait, that shouldn't have... let me look at something. Armor 810. Yeah, it's only doing 350. Or 135 actually. Maybe that's a typo, because it should not be doing that much damage. Let's give it another go. The battle of the superpowers. Red versus blue. Red scores the first shot. Blue gets a quick second. They're both immobilized. Who shoot? Oh, he hits a tree.